Hey, welcome to this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. This is a beer that's been sitting on the bottom shelf of the fridge for months and months, and today's the first day of Mardi Gras, or at least when this video is showing, so what better beer to do than one made right there in New Orleans from good old Abita Brewing, Andygator, 8% ABV. It's a Helles Doppelbock. It doesn't say anything else but on the can, although this can, as you can see, is pretty old. It's probably from June of last year. Before we get to the pour, I just want to bring up the website real quick. So it's 25 IBUs. It's funny, it just says malt pilsner. That's it. Like, no, it's just a single malt beer. Wouldn't it be like an imperial pilsner then? And they really don't say much about it. So all we know is it's got pearl hops and, I don't know. Anyway, pour it into the glass or glass goblet, whatever you want to call it. And it's actually a really pretty shade of, I'd probably call that amber. Like, way too dark to be just gold. Get about a thumb width of foam. It still has a little bit hanging around there to give this thing a smell. Has just kind of like a strong lager aroma. I would call it pretty malty. I'm not really picking up on hops. Not that you really would. Even on Helles or on Doppelbocks, hops are never the star of the show. It's always the malts. Yeah, so to me, it just has like a kind of sweet, malty scent. It has a little bit of that kind of lemon lollipop oxidation thing going. I've never actually had this one before, so let's try it. Cheers. Yeah, so this one is actually really malty. It's kind of hard to describe. Like, it definitely has a sweetness to it. It has like this almost kind of a butterscotch or caramel. Yeah, a little bit of caramel, but I don't know. It's like hinting at it, but it's not the actual taste of caramel. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like this is artificially sweetened or anything. I do get like a little bit of oxidation on this, which might also kind of explain that kind of flavor. Yeah, so this beer is, or I should say this can is, fairly old, but it's 8% ABV. It's been sitting in the fridge for the last, 3 or 4 months, so at least it's been kept well. There's just like a tiny little kiss or speck of some kind of spicy hop in there. Pearl it's kind of like a poor man's Saz, I believe. I'd have to double check. It's not one of the noble hops, but it's like, I think it's like a GMO hop that was meant to, emulate the flavors that you tend to get in noble hops. The alcohol is giving it a really gentle kind of warming sensation, kind of drying it out a little, because it's fairly rich and just like full flavored at first, and then you get a little bit of hops, and then the alcohol comes in, just kind of dries it out. Although I will say it does have a kind of a malty, slightly starchy aftertaste, even though it's made with Pilsner malt. Like, that Pilsner malt is not coming through as like it's not a grainy flavor. Some of my favorite beers, especially like Kolsch or like actual like standard Helles lager, it's like that, like the actual whole, raw grain before you brew it is what it tastes like. And this, to me, doesn't really taste like that. This just tastes like a really strong beer. I will say it is pretty easily drinkable. Mouthfeel is, I'd probably put it like medium full. Carbonation, probably medium low. Smooth. It's definitely got a thickness to it. I would not call this crisp at all. Minor alcohol warmth, but otherwise really drinkable. This one, it's actually kind of boring on its own. Like, I think like this actually would be great with seafood or any kind of NOLA dishes, gumbo, jambalaya, something like that. Something spicy to kind of play off of it. But to just drink it by itself it's okay. I'm not saying this is a bad beer. It's just kind of like, as has been the case for a while, it's just like, it's okay. So I'm going to give a I'm thinking, I don't know, I feel like 6 is way too low. And also, I mean, the can is a little old, so I can give it a benefit of the doubt, but to me, it's like a 6.5, maybe 7 tops. Nothing I can really find wrong with it. It's just like not doing a whole lot for me. So probably 6.5, maybe 7. As always, check my Untappd, check my Instagram, because I do tweak the review by half a star sometimes if you want to see the full final report. All right, so I'm going really long. If you watch all the way in, you know you're awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for Tuesday Night Beer School. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.